succeed. Every show with a good deed. Together we plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride a sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host we belong. Energy high, heart so bright. Tune in, feel the light. Global love taking flight. Every ride sheer delight. Making waves across the seas. Love and joy in the breeze. Ride along live if you please. Bringing hope with such ease.
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, resilience and transformation. Enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.
I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X, you cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yeah. Right along live. Welcome to the live. Welcome to Tuesday on the ride. Yeah. What a beautiful day. I had the most amazing day today, guys. Yes. For the people in St. David, hats off to you. Yeah, man. Love it in St. David. So we did a run to St. David today because listen, I'm a man about my business. I don't care what anybody say. I'm a man about my business. When they say I set my mind and my focus and my attention to do certain things, I get it done. So I'm spending some extended time here in Grenada because I saw the need to come in and do some additional training and go through and just tighten up the business a little bit more. So I was, I'm out on the street, I'm doing little tours, and doing some training seminars with my staff, all which are great people to work with, and I have to really appreciate them. So I'm on the ground doing my thing. But we went to St. David today, guys, and we had such a great time doing a walk to St. David. So big up the folks in St. David. All right, big up to you. Yes. Guys, as you come and go ahead and share the program, because we have a lot to discuss today, right? Not about me and the great time I'm having in Grenada, but two big things on the agenda. One, just a little bit before we went on air, we heard of a loud explosion, or reports of a massive explosion in the telescope area. Of course, we have our sources on the ground in St. David, and someone, Ian Django Thomas, who also, not St. David, Telescope, right? I wasn't St. David. Let me give my mind out for St. David. Telescope. The explosion took place in Telescope earlier today, and we wanted to kind of understand what happened, what's happening, and all the latest. So we have two individuals, one, Ian Django Thomas, who was just on location, and Captain Mikey Noel, who lives in the immediate vicinity of the area, and he understood and he understands exactly what happened, and he's going to share that update with you right away. Also, in addition, you guys been hearing a lot of talk about the oath of office, right? And the legal requirement, right? The legal constitutional requirement for the government, or for the government of the day, to change some of the requirement or what is said during that oath of office. Is it necessary to go to a referendum to change that? Or could the parliamentarian in office, holding as a majority, could they go ahead and change those requirements, that oath of office? That we will explore in full details with lawyer Jerry Edwin. So we have a lot to get wrap our mind into. But I don't want to waste much time, guys. So I want to just get straight into it. Oh, before I say that. Now, this is also what's pissing me off, right? So I want to say, right? And I want to echo a certain sentiments here. Now, last week and the past couple of weeks, we've been hearing allegations of fraud, right? We've been hearing allegations of different levels of fraud, or different levels of, or allegations of money exchanging hands. We've been hearing about it. Now, I want to break the story, guys. I want to break the story. So I'm still trying to find some of the information, the direct evidence, so that I could post it here so we could talk about it. But I also want to extend this and say that in all the allegation of corruption, I think that people who work in the ministry or who have any information as it relates to corruption should seek and go straight to the FIU, because that's the agency that specifically deals with these type of things. Anything to do with money laundering or corruption, I think it is important that this channel get opened up and go straight to the FIU, or the investigative force that is responsible for doing that. Because at this point, I am searching myself, and I'm trying to bring forth, I'm trying to post some hardcore information of widespread corruption as it relates to the project that was reported. And at this point, I have not gotten anything solid in my hand. But rest assured, if we do, or when we do, because we are digging, we will post it right here on the ride. But so far, we don't have anything to post. Okay? Okay, good. Enough said. So let's get an update on what happened in Telescope. Because we heard earlier of a massive explosion there in Telescope, and we have two, I believe. Let's see if we still have our two guests here with us, Mikey and Django. Let's see if we could connect with them. Mikey, are you there? All right, we have not. Mikey is getting. All right, let's see if we could go to Django. Ian Django Thomas is also on the line here to give us an update on what happened there. Django, could you hear me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Okay, all right, Django. All right, so Django, you just came from location earlier from Telescope. Could you give us some information as to what happened? We're hearing about this massive explosion there.
Yes, well, the truth is, I was in Grenville when in my wildest dreams, couldn't believe
Okay, we having problem with the Django connection. Mikey Noel is also there on the scene in Telescope. Mikey, could you hear me?
Yeah.
Mikey, we can't hear you. On mute your audio. Mikey, you there? All right, Mikey, go ahead. Okay, go ahead,
You
Mikey.
have
I'm
me
hearing you
mute.
now. I'm hearing you now. Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah.
happening in
Good night, good
Telescope,
night.
Mikey?
Yeah, I was home having a look at the TV and I heard that explosion, which I thought something had blew up my house. My house started shaking, so I ended up running to the house. And when I look, I saw the ghost of clouds in the air, top telescope. What happened is that I have a recruit by me here who does security at telescope in the night, and he have a next friend that does security in the day. So I take the truck and I head up the telescope immediately to find out what was going on up there. On reaching up there, I, I saw the building devastated. The building was desecrated. The whole excavator up there smashed, and a perimeter around the place was all leaves on all tree was dropped. So I went to have a talk with one of the workers that was up there to get an explanation as to what has occurred up there. And he was explaining to me that there is something which they call sap, usually which they use for detonating of the stones, the rocks, when they're doing during demolition. What he has explained to me, somehow, one of the detonator, the sap, he explained to me that the sap could be burnt without the charge, the detonator.
Right.
Yeah? But to some miscalculation or unknown purpose, a charge end up inside the sap while he was burning. That was the explanation given to me
Mm-hmm.
of what happened. Because they was getting rid of some of the old product that they use to detonate the quarry over a period of time years ago. So it's to Junior to talk basically what
Mm-hmm.
happened there. Although it's a cause for concern and safety, it was something unknown to the staff who was working there. They had no idea that a charge was inside the sub because he further went on to explain to me that most of the time when they detonate, some charge, an ex worker tell me some charge doesn't go up, but doesn't go off. They just pick them out, but some at some point one more get stuck. One might get stuck in the sap when they're scooping it up. So they just scoop in a certain place and after dispose of them by burning them. So tragically, a detonator end up staying in there unknown to the persons who are getting rid of the material.
Right. Mikey, how close was the explosion um from residential properties? Because we also heard
Junior,
that few residential properties were damaged as well.
a
How
lot
far?
of residential property damage, a lot. When I tell you that, I went and do some videos which I have on my status. Some house are smash, window blow up. The force was so immense that even in Grenville, you have one or two buildings in Grenville that get windows bounced down also. You know?
Wow.
Yeah, and I have some videos there with some house in telescope. Some people house are vandalized very bad. Very, very bad. Windows blow off, mash down, doors mash up. Car, you have one person staying close to the car, Miss Paula. She son does body work. Vehicles windscreen mash up in the yard. Her windows mash up. Other houses roof desecrate. I went inside a guy, a gentleman, always everything smashed down, windows mash up, veranda fall, roof fall, you know.
Right. Right. Sound line, Mikey, guys. If you just join us, we're talking here to Mikey Noel. He's currently in Telescope as we continue to learn of the explosion, the loud explosion. We saw people as far as Subis who felt that explosion. The reports are that many houses were destroyed, windows, cars, a lot. Mikey, were there any reports of any significant injuries?
No, no, no. There was no report of no significant injuries. There was apparently one worker from the Government Concrete. he, to my belief, from what I pick up, he was apparently in the building. The thing didn't explode in the building. He was outside behind the building. But I think he was in the vicinity of the building when the explosion went off. But he come to me, he walked, and we were trying to bring him to the hospital, but we let the authorities did that. So the authorities take him, and the police do the work and take him and brought him to get checked out. But for any injuries, like no, none was reported of. None was seen so far.
Wow. We're seeing reports of people as far as Bruch Grove who felt the effects of that. Some people in Munich, it was felt as far as Munich in St. Andrews. I'm hearing people reporting far and wide how low that explosion was. In fact, I have a clip of some area.
It was immense because you have some people right now, especially when I was driving, come up from.
Mikey, are you there? Okay, guys, we're speaking with Mikey.
A lot of people, he was a shock. He was a shock because he was immense from where I am.
We're losing connection here with Mikey Noel, who is on location.
The way it happened, and from where I am, what my whole
yeah. Okay, we have an on and off connection with Mikey, who's reporting. Mikey, your connection is going
over
on
the
and
quarry,
off.
over the years, we've been knowing the blasting from the quarry when they were blasting on the quarry to develop the place. But this one was different. This one was. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you on and off. Mikey, Mikey, hold on 1 second. Let me
I was saying over the years, Junior,
1 second.
Experiencing the blast from the quarry through the years as a youth man growing up in Telescope.
Yes.
This one was different. This one was mighty different. This one.
Yes. Mikey, hold on 1 second. Hold on one second. We have Ian Django Thomas on the line. Let's get some report from Ian. Ian, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
you hear me because I'm on the road. I'm having some difficulty with the service here.
Yeah, I understand. So if you could just quickly give us an update from your perspective, Ian, what are you hearing?
Well, I understand that there were a little that took place in the Telescope quarry today. Thank God nobody really got injured in any major way because when I was there, I didn't see or heard of any major casualties. Although notwithstanding the strength of the explosion, in all honesty, we might have had and that furthermore, I went out to Subi's do something and I saw the golden autos was shattered from the vibration of that same explosion. So we have to count our blessings. No one really got injured in close proximity to the blast, and I guess when the dust settles tomorrow, we'll be able to know exactly what was the cause, what was who got really damaged, the damage to property, the whatever is associated with the event today. So all in all, nobody got any major damage from our observation, from what I've saw because I was there. I came up there this evening. I looked. I went around. I interacted with the residents in close proximity to the blast. But there was some damage to property, but no damage to life. So that in itself is a blessing.
Right. Mikey spoke about SAP. I'm hearing reports of that being that of a grenade, what they used to usually blast the rocks in the quarry. I'm hearing different reports of different things. Any indication that something like that was willfully done?
Well, no, I didn't get any indication that it was willfully done. You see, it's still kind of early in the event to say for certain that somebody would deliberately do something like that. I guess the authorities would have to do their investigations, and then we would be able to know probably later on in the week as to what really transpired there. Because it's really unfortunate what took place. It's I'm not too sure if it's as a matter of negligence or something deliberate, but as time goes on, we will know definitely what was the cause of the blast.
Right. Let's go back with Mikey. Mikey, are you able to hear us? Mikey, are you there? All right, we having connection problem with Mikey. We're gonna bring him back. Mikey, well there. We're gonna bring him back as soon as we could get connection with him on the ground. Ian, I'm hearing we're looking at a footage on the screen. Now, this clip was taken from, I believe, somewhere in Carew. It's somewhere. I don't know if it's St. David's area. It looks like further up in Subies, right? How, okay, hold on. I think I get Mikey back. Hold on, Ian. Hold on 1 second, Mikey.
Yeah.
Hold on, Mikey, you there? All right, we still having connection problem with Mikey. Yeah, how significant were the effects felt in places like Ladigue, Subies, even in St. David area? Are you hearing any reports of people feeling that explosion all the way over on that side?
Yeah, definitely. There were reports of people all the way in St. David feeling the rumble of that explosion.
Right.
That powerful.
Right. Okay.
That powerful.
Ian, hold on 1 second. I think we got Mikey Noel back on. Mikey, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, able to hear you, Junior.
Okay. All right. Good. So, Ian, hold on 1 second. Mikey, what's the situation now in Telescope?
Well, the people was in a state of how should I say? There was a lot of quarrel and a lot of how should I put it properly? The anger throughout the community.
Right.
That small village there, which I was able to dilute because I have a personal friend that work at Gravel and Concrete, Mr. Charlton Forsyth. I was able because the villagers were more attacking the police that didn't send people in there, but the police was doing their job. And what I said to them, there is somebody, a representative of Gravel and Concrete, who is honest, humble. So I called to him and I said to him, have a chat with them people and give them the assurance that you all will come and check them and assess what is going on. And he did that, and he gets some good closure, and that he was able to talk to them and tell them, well, look, we're just trying to make sure the place is secure with the police, and then after we're going to come to you guys and sort out and see what is what, and then get on it one time. So I believe the villagers have get some sort of satisfaction as they talk to the managing aspect of Gravel and Concrete, and they show up. They did a fair work to talk to them and give them assurance that, And then I saw the police was taking reports from the people who got the property damaged so that they could be assessed properly.
Right. Django, are you there? Are you able to hear me on the link? Right. As Django audio gets figured out, he'll be able to respond. Now, Mikey, what about people being displaced tonight? Are we seeing anyone that may not be able to be in their houses tonight? Anyone would be homeless? What is the situation in terms of people in the close?
Yes, we have definitely, Junior, one or two that will not be able to sleep inside the vicinity of their house tonight. There was one young lady named Renisha. She house is completely all ply, brick off. You have some other instance that you have some people, they would be in, but they will be uncomfortable. And be that rain don't fall tonight. If rain fall, then the uncomfortableness would be to a extent, For example, there's a chicken on Shenshong. All his flooring, his windows, everything smashed and raised up. So there's a lot of uncomfortable situation tonight for some of the residents of the village area around the quarry.
Right, right. We're also getting reports that over 20 homes were damaged, and authorities is authorities on the scene now assisting people with probably putting them up for the night, because I'm sure that with this load explosion there
A
will
few
be a lot of
persons well
debris.
enough.
Yeah.
The day
Yeah. Again, guys, we're chatting here with Mikey Noel. He is on the ground in Telescope, and Ian Django Thomas, who just came from that location.
the debris problem is that the Desi's house, the comfort, the wells, the glass, most of the building unsafe, you know, until checked so that the people could reside inside of it. But for the debris is not so much of a problem.
Right, right. How often do we see this type of blast? Because with dynamites, I know that they use the quarry, Telescope quarry. I know it was open up for a while. I don't know. I know it was closed for a while. I know it was open. I don't know if it was currently in use. So how often do they have blasts? Do they blast at the Telescope quarry?
No, no. The blasting in the quarry has been put off for a lot of years. What gravel and concrete usually use the quarry to do, they use it to batch cement, concrete. Like when they have projects throughout the community and the places, they batch the concrete there and they deliver it. So for the last couple of years, there was no blasting, and I don't think no blasting will ever be taking place in Telescope Quarry again. Basically, they were just disposing of some of these things that they had over a period of time.
Mm.
You know, so it was not a thing that was willfully done. It was not to the extent that they was doing it knowing that it will this ripple effect that you have there. Measures with, I think there was a police. I also believe a police was present at the scene doing those things like in explosive and to get rid of them. Remember, the law had stated that the police have to be on the side. So I believe there was an officer there with them. You know, it just so happened that, you know, sad to say what happened there, but it was just something of on notice, you know.
Right.
Because remember, they had this thing stored for a long period of time since the time of the demolition of the concrete and other quarries in Grenada. That has been stopped for a while.
Yeah.
You know.
Django, are you able to hear me?
So.
Hold on, let me.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
Okay, I'm hearing you, Django. Django, what are the authorities, or is the authorities dispatched in helping some of the people? Because we're hearing about 20 homes that are destroyed, and a lot of people would not be able to live in their houses tonight because of the destruction of the blast. What are the authorities doing? Are people there assisting the police, or housing provided, or what is the situation right now?
Yeah, I'm having a very difficult time hearing though. But I'm gathering the question coming around the authorities.
Yes.
Are you asking if the authorities would sort them out or something?
Yeah, the authorities are they on the ground trying to provide housing for the 20 plus people houses that would be displaced tonight, and God forbid it rains.
Well, the truth is I'm not too aware as to the extent of the overall damage. I know some places were shooken up, but it's a disaster, and we would have to. When I say we, I'm speaking as the Grenadian public. We would have to take care of ourselves in the meantime, in the interim, ensure that you're dry and you're safe. And then when the dust settles, probably tomorrow, the authorities may come out and look at the extent of the damage. Because right now it might be difficult to do anything anyway, because if you have to get material, all lumberyards are closed anyway. So the dust have to settle, and then tomorrow the folks that should be responsible for providing shelter now and in the aftermath of that event would be activated.
Right. Again, guys, I wanna report on this because and clarify some of the reports. The quarry, it was not operational, and we're hearing that these explosive or dynamites or whatever it was stored there, was been there with without anyone knowing that it was there, and it was about to be disposed of. And the explosion happened simply because they was unaware of what was there. Now, the quarry was not operational. Another factual note here is that 20 or so houses were destroyed, sorry, as a result of these explosion in Telescope here in St. Andrew. Mikey, are people out on the street? Are people walking around? What is the current situation right now, from where you could see? Mikey, you there? All right. Well, we lost connection with Mikey again, guys, because Mikey's on location. Ian, are you there? Let me see if I could get Ian back in audio. Ian, are you there? Mikey, are you there?
Yeah, I am here.
Okay, yeah, Ian.
Yeah.
Right. So right now, again, we are just gathering the report. Now we're trying at the same time to make connection with the authorities there, if they could give any updates on official updates, because I haven't seen any official updates, and I don't know if it's a situation where the Red Cross would assist, if people from the community would come out and assist with some of the housing assistance for tonight. I'm not sure what's going to happen. So is there an official, are you hearing about any official appeal that has been made to accommodate the 20 plus people who may not be able to sleep in their houses tonight? Oh, okay, so we lost Django again. Mikey, are you there? Anyone that's hearing me there?
Well, so far,
yeah, Mikey, go ahead.
I haven't get any update on it yet because I had left up there. When I left up there, the authorities, the management from different aspects and areas was up there. So I guess they had reached out to the community people, and I haven't gotten enough feedback yet.
Right. Okay. All right. Again, I think one of the significant things to report here is that we don't have any casualties to report. That is great, because from what I heard from someone all the way in Subiz was that this explosion was so big that they felt it in Subiz as if it was right in the center of Grenville, or probably right in the backyard. That's how loud it was. So it's great that we don't have any casualties to report at this point in time, but we do in fact have to report that this situation happened in Telescope area. Over 20 houses were destroyed. We cannot confirm any situation or any injuries at the moment, but only to report that over 20 houses were destroyed, and some of these people may not be able to sleep in their houses tonight, and that's because Django on the scene, Mike is on the scene. He lives right there. Django, any other word you want to give out there to the people that may be concerned, that's watching and want to know what's next? Because you of course been on the ground there.
Well, we just have to remember that, come on, we are resilient people as Grenadians. We only last year today we had the experience of Hurricane Beryl, and we rebounded. So this too shall pass. People of Telescope will rebound, and they will rebound better. That is the commitment. I know for a fact they will rebound better. The authorities wouldn't let that slip. Everything that is necessary and needed at this time will be extended to the those affected, and we'll live to see another day, man. Things happen. It's just a tragedy, and it's sad it happened, but we will live to see another day. We're blessed because we didn't have any casualties, and that is the number one take-home point. Junior, my brother, let me tell you something. If this was in any Grenville, we could have had a lot of dead people just from the effects of the song, the waves of the song. It was that powerful.
Yeah,
but we will rebound better.
Yeah. Stay on the line, Django, real quick. We have a caller on the line. Caller, are you live? Where are you calling us from?
I'm calling from Telescope.
Yes, hi.
Junior, I think the assessment they did was close to the explosion site. But all up in house and scheme, you have windows shattered, houses cracked. So when the people come around, they don't have to only stay down there by the site. They have to come through inside of telescope because there is a lot of damage. A lot of damage.
Where exactly are you? What exact location are you?
I'm in house and scheme. Telescope house and scheme right now.
Right.
Django know who? Helen, Django.
Right. Yeah.
All right, Helen. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. He recognized the voice. So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Tell us what you were doing and what happened at the exact time that you heard the explosion and what action did you take?
Here.
Yeah.
I wasn't in telescope at that time when it happened. I was in Granetang and I heard it in Granetang. It was really loud in Granetang. So it's when I came home and I went down there and noticed, well, what happened, the hole and lots of things down there. Buildings crash up, see some houses, the windows mash up. Even my house, it have a little crack.
Okay.
The neighbor house close to me, inside of our house, it cracked. Two of them, they were dead with their back door. It didn't fall down, but it burst, so it opened up. You have a next neighbor again, 2 of her windows mash up. You have a next one, 3 windows in his mash up. So it a lot of things take place.
Right. Okay.
A lot of things take place.
All right, caller. Thanks for the update. All right, and feel free to keep us abreast as to if anything transpired after. Call us back and give us that update. You can always WhatsApp us information here as well. Thank you so much. Again, guys, we're reporting on this incident that happened there in Telescope. We wanted to ensure and bring that latest update to you. There was a lot of concern for people feeling and hearing the effects of these explosion from as far as St. David. Where we were today. I didn't hear it though, but people from Subies have video. The video that we're watching right now, I believe, is from somewhere and back from Subies, looking out at Telescope area right now. It's great to report that there are no current report of injuries, so that is good. But nevertheless, we have about 20 houses that was completely destroyed at this point in time. And I'm sure the authorities will be on location to assist persons because, of course, no one would try to venture into their homes if the houses are cracked at this point in time. But we're going to continue to follow it. If you heard the explosion or you're close to the explosion, are we reporting something that you did not see or that is incorrect, and you have other updates that you want to share with us, feel free to call us. The number is 718-701-5720. That's 718-701-5720. We have Mikey. I still think we have Django. Django, are you still there with us?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right. Yes, and we still have Mikey. So no significant debris, right, Django?
Well, what was visible is a lot of dust. Vehicles hundreds of meters away were filled and covered in dust. Windscreens on those vehicles are shattered. It's a lot of dust, just dust from how the thing exploded.
Right. Okay. All right. Good. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate the updates. Any last word you want to give, Django? We supposed to also have a quick chat with Jerry Edwin before we go on this segment. Any other updates you wanna give us before we move into that segment?
Now, just for the people of Telescope to be at least be your brothers, your neighbors' keeper this evening if you know someone that is in need of a night rest. You know how we just do it as Grenadian people. Shelter them because we don't want nobody to be sleeping outside in the face of this what just really took place. So help a brother. I personally would visit tomorrow again. I don't know who else will be there, but I will make it my duty to come back up and go around the community again and just touch base and see how I can probably assist, probably with a phone call, probably with some whatever it is, to make sure that we're good because Telescope people is my people at the end of the day. and it's one family. So you guys, if you have a extra room, a spare room, a living room, whatever it is, house at least one person that was affected by today's activity.
All right. Thank you so much, Ian Django Thomas. And we do have another caller on the line. Caller, you live? Where are you calling us from? Okay, we lost that caller. Mikey's there still. Mikey, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right, good. Mikey, listen, thank you so much for that update. Anything else you want to share with our audience, the people that are watching and concerned, people that might be looking on from the diaspora and they are concerned for their home? When the last word you wanna send out to them?
What I would like to say to you guys is that we are a powerful set of people, and we've been through the worst of it, and we rebuild. We use our motto together. We aspire, we build, and we advance ourselves. What has happened there is just a small waking up to the devastation that we have been through as a Grenadian nation, and we always persevere, and rise. A means to create a havoc, a panic, or to bring down the levels of any institution, a company, or the authorities, or what happened there. It's something that, what could I say, is part of life, and we know how to deal with it. Praise God in all the heavens that we have no bloodbath where no families have to be mourning tonight. What we have is an uncomfortable situation where we have to rebuild, restart our homes, and make it comfortable for us once again. And for people in the authorities, even the gravel and concrete people, just a little more tight of security had to be exercised when certain things is like this is happen, and we have to use this as a stepping stone. The head security of gravel and concrete, is mechanic. Yeah, good night. And he's a gentleman that tells me off the bat he don't play with his work. He doesn't make no error when his work is concerned. So I believe gravel and concrete will exercise the full amnesty to the people, and they will do what they have to do to make sure the people are reinstated back to their comfort zone. And it's about that. Thank God, and everyone is safe. And Telescope people, they know that in situation like that, we always keep our heads up. The discomfort is just for a night or 2 days, but a week, a month from now, everything will be back to normal and we'll be comfortable again. So you don't need to panic or to have no authority or no personal business truth about what happened there. Understand, Junior?
Right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mikey. We appreciate your report.
This is
Appreciate your report, Mikey Noel, and
thank you very much. Bless night.
Giving us that update on what happened there in Telescope just moments ago. Massive explosion there, and we had, a massive explosion there and significantly damaging house structure. We just got some picture from someone in the vicinity right there. This picture sort of said it all. That explosion damaged cars, the building. I believe we have a picture of the authorities there as well. That's a picture of the authorities on location shortly after that massive explosion that damaged over 20 houses there in Telescope. And the building, pictures speak for itself, guys. If you take a look, you could see the pictures speak for itself. It was, in fact, one of the strongest explosions, as reported by some of the residents in the close area within the Telescope, the Grenville, the Subies, the Ladigue, that whole area there, St. James, Brudge Grove, and there on. So, guys, we're going to continue to look at this, pay close attention to it, and update everyone as we go forward. Thanks again, Mikey and Ian Django Thomas. Joining us right now is Mr. Jerry Edwin. Jerry, thank you so much for joining us here, sir. We just had a quick breaking news of an incident that happened there in Brudge Grove. We had to update our riders on, not Brudge Grove, Telescope. We have to update our riders on that. How you doing today, Mr. Edwin?
Thank you. I'm fine, Julian. Good night to your listeners, and I pray that our countrymen and women and their families are safe. I haven't heard of any fatalities, and let's hope that is the way it remains.
Absolutely. Yes, it's sad. Jerry, we're gonna shift gear a little bit from that. I want to speak to you now on a very topical issue that been in the media, blogosphere for quite a while, and a topic that you've been very passionate about, right? The topic of that oath of allegiance, right? And I know we're coming from one extreme to the next, but that's how we do on Ride Along. We're gonna steer it over here a bit, right? First of all, Jerry, I saw your interview a year or so ago. You did an interview on the BBC, and you spoke so passionately about the monarchy and what role they played in the current construct of the region. First of all, tell us what's at play right now as it relates to the oath and the legal ramifications behind this, the changing of those changing of the constitution to remove the current oath that all parliamentarians said before they take office.
Yeah, thank you, Junior. Just let me be clear about something. The monarchy had a role in the complete devastation of our countries and the equal devastation of our freedom, whether we're in North America or the Caribbean, India, Africa, Asia, places like Singapore and so on. The British monarchy devastated the developing world. If I speak about England favorably, I'm really talking about the English people. We ain't got no problems with people.
Right.
No problems with people. Come visit. We live together. We marry together. We're good, people to people. But the monarchy and monarchs in general see themselves as having some divine right to rule over you forever. Not just the king and the queen, but their progeny, their children, and their children after them see themselves as having this divine right. And in 2025, you hear me? The 21st century, Grenadians, after St. Vincentians, after the Bahamas, after Jamaicans, after Trinidadians, here we are. We're saying we're joining the line. We're going to kick the monarch to the curb. So, you know, I think it was last year, perhaps it was this year. My good friend, Mr. Joseph Lane, worked and we destroyed a law from the colonial era that was 126 years old, imposed on us. That law said you could beat men anytime you're ready. And magistrates they didn't care about the law. They were beating men.
Right.
You're here too long. You come to court late. Licks. And none of us said nothing. That was just fine. So with the case of the oath of allegiance, I want to be crystal. The Grenadian citizen pledges allegiance to the flag and for what it stands. The people who lead us, our prime ministers, our politicians, people who, for example, are in the PSC, the Public Service Commission,
right?
They don't take the oath the rest of us as ordinary citizens take. They pledge allegiance to the Queen and King of England. And here, but starting from last year, and evolving with a new dynamic leadership at the Botanic Gardens, with the support of Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Keith Mitchell, and opposition, we put our heads in one bag. And we said, 2025, or shall I say 2026, they ain't gonna be pledging allegiance to no king or no queen. It is to Grenada that they owe their fidelity. It might be a little late in coming. My God. If not now, when?
Right. But I guess people are speaking about the process in which, because in the past we had referendum, right? Referendi, couple of them that failed, right? Does the parliament, government as it is right now, have the jurisdiction, the right, the power to change, to make changes to that constitution without taking it to the people?
Let me answer you this way. The previous referendum to change the state, to change the, there are several changes. Change the name of the state, change the passport, put go to the Privy Council, go to the CCJ, all of that, all those things.
Right.
If it were possible to make those changes in the Constitution without a referendum, my friend, we would have done what St. Lucia did.
And
We
Barbados.
would have done what Barbados did.
Yes.
Yes, we would have changed that Constitution to reflect the fact that we're an independent people.
Right.
We don't need to go to the CCJ.
Right.
We're an independent people. We want to become a republic. But because of the way the Constitution is written, there are some things that you must have a referendum on. And
Right.
there are others that you don't have to have a referendum on. So changing the oath of allegiance that the politicians, the people who lead us, our people that we elect, you know, we don't elect the monarch.
Right.
The people we elect, they are saying, enough is enough, man. Come on. We had independence in 1974. Our sisters and brothers around us, even with their entrenched constitution, it must grate against you. It must make you want to puke that your leaders are taking allegiance to a foreign power that they can't even vote for. Now, I know their excuses. Oh, this is not the right process. I mean, if we had to burn the goddamn British flag to get this done, I've got the matches. I don't want to know about process, brother. When it comes to freedom, when it comes to the people who are older than us, when it comes to the people who are younger than us, your children's children, the move really with changing the oath is that our future leaders will pledge allegiance to the people who elect them. Simple, not to a monarch.
Right. So again, I'm trying to get this really clear. Does the government have the right to do it without going to a referendum?
Yes, the section of the Constitution, section 39, and if you look at the second schedule, it says it's clear. Now, there are some people who think themselves, oh, by the way, let me say this. I did not know this. I'm a lawyer. I did not know this. I had to be educated by the constitutional scholars. In Grenada, we are privileged to have Francis Alexis.
Yes.
Right? He's the guru of the Constitution. Not just the Grenada Constitution, but Caribbean and Commonwealth constitutions all over the Commonwealth. Alexis is recognized as an expert. So I sat in class, I asked questions, and I got my lesson. No, you do not have to go. If you want to change, by the way, the courts from the CCJ to from the Privy Council in London to the CCJ in Trinidad, you must have a referendum.
Right.
Right? If you want to change fundamental rights, you must have a referendum. If you want to change what the politicians say, the Constitution in Section 39(2) says you don't have to. But listen, I mean, I might be on the most radical fringe position on this, and I'm happy to just sit out there by myself. It's a long time coming. Freedom, when you don't ask for permission for freedom, you don't go through a process for freedom. You just take it. You take your freedom. Those who say, oh, well, you know, we have to go to the people of Grenada. You know, there might be 10 people who will say they want to go to the people.
Right.
I think we got 50,000 who say, I don't want my leader pledging allegiance to any foreign power, and let's do this right now. We didn't change it. We didn't change it in the revolution. Well, we didn't change it at independence, and we're independent. We didn't change it in 1951 when we had universal suffrage.
Right.
So what's stopping us now? Process? Wondering what 10 people will say? Well, you may not have everybody agreeing with you.
Right.
You're not going to have everybody agreeing with you on everything. But I am fortified, because I believe every Grenadian, you may want to qualify it and say, well, the 10 is a Grenadian too.
You're right.
They are in the minority. The majority of Grenadians. We shouldn't apologize for this. The current prime minister, the former prime minister. I want to see a politician in Grenada who will raise their ugly heads and say, you know, the people of Grenada voted for me, but I want to pledge allegiance to the Queen. Show me that politician, and I'll show you the end of their career.
Right. But why is this even a controversy? Why people talking about this? Like if it's like the end of the world?
I don't know. I mean, but then again, dogs bark, right?
Right.
So you know, you'll have people who are naysayers, and then you have people who they don't like Dr. Alexis. They have their personal issues with him. They don't see the national interest. They don't see the benefit to future generations. They don't like Sister Anande. They don't like Jerry Edwin. They don't like Ewart Lane. You know, but these, I mean, this is bigger than Francis Alexis. But we really should give Francis Alexis tremendous credit, because Dr. Alexis says to us, there's 6 or 7 of us who are in that meeting with him. Let me name them: Ruggles Ferguson, Paul Roberts, Anande Trotman, Ewart Lane, Wendy Grenard, Dr. Alexis, and yours truly bringing up the rear. Yes, Dr. Alexis told us when he called, he said, I thought that we required a referendum to do this. That's the constitutional guru saying that.
Wow.
And he was humble enough to go to the law books. He's a student of the law. We call him the constitutional expert. He sees himself a student of the law. He says, let me research this. And after he researched the issue, he contacted his colleagues in the other countries who had done it. And then he said, let me put a group together. Let's discuss how we can do this.
So does this make us
I'm sorry, I mentioned Wendy Grenard. I mentioned Dr. Alexis. Sister, it is Dr. Wendy Grenard. My wife reminds me. Forgive me, Dr. Wendy Grenard.
Right. Now, this change, does that make us a republic? Or does that change anything as it relates to us being where we are from being a republic or being a republic? I know Trinidad, Barbados did it. Barbados is a republic. Does that give us republic status?
No. In fact, the way the Constitution is written, Grenada is what is called a constitutional monarchy.
Yes.
Yeah. you know, and those parts of the Constitution having to do with the change of the state, that is, to throw off the monarchy altogether, to change the leader of your country from these people in London to a president right here in Grenada, that requires a referendum.
Right.
Right. That requires a referendum. So I think, for example, my friend, and I think people listening here would agree, all of us want to go to a republic. We don't want to be ruled by white people in England. We love our European friends. Come visit us. We visit you. We love your daughters. We get married. We eat together. We love together. But you can't rule over me, brother.
Right.
Yes? Yeah? So we're saying, yes, we want to be a republic. But the English in 1974, the British gave us a constitution we have to kick ourselves out of. Barbados did not have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Trinidad did not have that problem. Neither did Dominica. They could simply have a majority in parliament and change the status, become a republic.
Right.
Grenada, because of the entrenched, like deep, planted deep, that's what entrenchment means.
Right, yeah.
Because of the planted deep provisions, we have to get 75%.
2/3.
People, 2/3.
That's a lot.
Imagine that. Dr. Mitchell, listen, Dr. Keith Mitchell realized, he said, that's why he said, man, I can't do this no more. The man had 15 seats in parliament twice.
I still couldn't do it.
Yeah, and still he couldn't do it.
Right. 2/3 majority, you had to have your party, one political party alone can't do it.
That's no. Let me say it, but there were some of the provisions last time that both the NDC and the NNP agreed to.
Yes.
Right? Still can't do it.
Yeah.
So what do we do? What do we do now? What do those people who say we need to go through process, are they going to go and beat the drums for a republic? Going to change the oath of allegiance is one small step. That's the low-hanging fruit. That's the low-hanging fruit. Every one of us would agree with that. The difficulty are in those first 16 sections of the Constitution that require 2/3 majority to change it. You see how they tie us up? They tie us up. They tied us up.
People asking the question, someone said that when that change happened, would Grenada requires their own money? No,
you'd be surprised the kind of questions that I have been asked. Like someone said to me, if you get rid of the Queen, oh my God, the Grenada money is not going to be worth anything. I mean, it says, of course, that we have failed to educate our people, right? We have a central bank.
Yes.
The central bank is in St. Lucia.
Yes.
All of the OECS countries, we have one of the strongest. Our currency, by the way, is almost as strong, save and except for about 70 cents.
Yeah.
As the Australian currency, the Singapore currency.
Yeah.
You are a Canadian currency.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Someone asked about leadership.
Yeah.
It's more than leadership. It's more than leadership. I do not know, Junior, that it is possible to get 75% of Grenadians or 75% of anybody.
Yeah, to agree on anything.
For anything. To agree. I mean, you're chipping in a band.
Yeah.
People are like, no, I want to stop for water. The band like, let's go, let's chip. It just can't happen.
That's right.
What do we do? Do we have a leader who is going to say, with respect to the changing of our country so that we are a republic like most of our neighbors in the Caribbean? Jamaica soon is going to be a republic, as will St. Lucia, by the way. Right? they don't have to go to referendums.
Right.
So will Grenada be an outlier? Will we just sit here and say, oh my God, we can't do it because we cannot get, our people want it. Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
But we can't do it because the process, so we become now a slave
Yes.
to the process. And those 10 people who are mouthing off, what do they want? What exactly do they want?
They're undecided. A lot of fear. They are fear because just like how someone asking the question about would the money, would Grenada require their own money and those type of things, right? So certain people instill fear in certain sector of the population, right? They might throw things out there, and people who don't understand, they just get fearful, and then there's a myth that's created. And a lot of the times, even in the last referenda that happened, there was a lot of myth that showed out. Even the name of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique on the passport cover, even people in Carriacou wanted that, but a lot of them voted against that.
It's amazing, yes. Mr. Prime, George Prime, I'm sorry, not Mr. Prime, Mr. Clouden.
Yeah.
We were having a talk last week, last Friday, and he said the same thing. He said, imagine we went to the people in Carriacou, talked to them, and he's a son of Carriacou.
Yeah.
And they all told him, yes, we want the thing named, we want the state changed to include Carriacou and PM. Lo and behold, you get the results.
Yeah.
By the way, I heard somebody just pointed out, I said St. Lucia. Sometimes I mix up the
St.
court
Kitts.
in St. Lucia with the central bank in St. Kitts. So I'm corrected. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is headquartered in St. Kitts. It includes the Windward Islands, the Leeward Islands, and a very, very strong economy. Someone says, I got to say, Grenadians want easy access to go to England. So don't you think Barbadians are going to England?
Yeah.
And Trinidadians, and they're a republic. And Chinese, and they're a communist country. And Russians, they're a communist country. Yeah. Aren't they able to use their passport to travel everywhere in the world?
And those are some of the myths that have been thrown out. They might say, okay, so not because we take that oath out, then they're going to require a visa to come to England. All of these things would people start to talk and people get fearful. But I personally think that even the last time when the Prime Minister was getting sworn in and he pledged allegiance to the King, first of all, they start saying Queen and they say, oh no, the King, because like they had to get used to the Queen is no longer around, so they had to say King. And it doesn't make a Grenadian feel like they could aspire to reach the highest office in the land. It's like you could be a Grenadian all you want, but you could never be that ascend to that highest office. And I think by having a republic whereby you have that person, whether they call it a president or whatever, like they have it in Barbados, but you could aspire to be that. You could aspire to be that high office in the land. But as a Grenadian, you could never aspire to be the queen or the king of Grenada in that level. So I believe that it's a good direction. It's a move in the right direction, I should say, to at least start the process of removing that oath of office and probably take it further down the road.
Yes, I'm sure that when Grenada attained independence in 1974, I think there are many people who thought the sky was falling. It would be the worst thing for us. Oh my God, we are going to be independent from England. We've been under the Queen's petticoat for so long. Yeah. Oh my God, very bad. Listen, when people are younger, that's when you make change. You see this young prime minister? He sees it. When you get old, you're kind of more conservative. You put your finger up in the air and you wonder which way the wind is blowing. It's the dynamism of youth that this new prime minister and his cabinet, he says, no, we can't wait anymore. What are we waiting on? You know, what are we waiting on? And what's the benefit to Grenada? How about pride?
Yeah.
How about national pride? How about self-esteem? Is that a good enough reason? You know, if your self-esteem is low, you got to go to a psychiatrist and go into therapy because you want a proper, I mean, there's national self-esteem. I don't think we ought to be ever apologetic for saying that if I'm going to vote for you, then you have to pledge allegiance to the country and the people who vote for you. I mean,
Right.
it's simple algebra.
Right. Well, listen, Jerry, there are mixed bag of emotions about this. I've seen people spoke passionately about why this should not happen, and I'm sure, based on the conversation and some of the remarks that I'm getting from others who don't think that that's a good idea, they will put something up, right? Status on this, write a lecture on it. I don't know, but again, my personal feeling is I agree with you. I believe that whoever pledge allegiance should pledge allegiance to the country, and that should change if it doesn't require going on a referendum and they do have the process, or it's legally, it could process under the legal framework. Go ahead and get it done. But
Junior, let me say this. Let me talk about those 10 people.
Yeah.
There is a group of them. I can't believe this. I mean, this is 2025. There are a group of Grenadians who call themselves the Grenada Monarchist League.
Right.
Now, I think these people need mental health assistance. Every person. I mean, the Americans in 1776 kicked this foreign British monarch from their soils. Egypt in 1930, India, China 1948 and 49, Ghana in 1958, Guyana in 1960, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica 62, 65, 66. What are we in Grenada? Like our heads are buried in the sand? No. T.A. Marichaud, right after the World War, led the movement in the entire colonial world. T.A. Marichaud from Grenada. After the First World War, he wrote papers on what he called home rule. And that's for the Monarchist League, the idiots, the retrogrades. They're not nationalists. They have their head still stuck under the monarchs. You know what? We can't, sorry. I mean, these are the kind of people, and I'm going to call them out. Like I said, I'm way out there on this issue. Those who want to step lightly and be nice. Nat Turner was planning a revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Nat Turner was a minister in Virginia. And Nat Turner realized that, oh my God, my people will never be free. Nat Turner was a devout Christian. He got some of his people together and he said, I'm going to coin a phrase that came 100 years later. Coupe-tête boulekai. Coupe-tête boulekai. That was the call of the Haitian Revolution.
Yeah.
But let's go back 100 years before. Nat Turner decided, man, there's no way for me. So he called his religious brothers together. And he said, we're going nowhere. So what we got to do, these people who enslave us, we have to kill each one of them and all their children. And Nat Turner is a man of God. He believes in peace. When I see people that call themselves Monarchist League, it tells me They are like the people who went from Nat Turner's meeting and went straight into the big house where the owner lived and said, boss, you see pastor, you see that pastor there? Watch it, boss. Call the police because he's planning to free black people. You cannot call yourself a monarchist league and be part of any conversation involving Grenadians and our future.
Yeah.
You can't. I mean,
I have a question here. Someone asked that question. They say, ask Jerry whether it's in his legal opinion, Schedule 3 is enshrined.
Schedule 3 of the, you mean, of what you mean of Part 39?
Well, I don't know. They said Schedule 3 is enshrined.
Is entrenched.
Entrenched, sorry. Entrenched. Sorry. Yes, entrenched. Right.
So I'm going to tell you everything that I know about the Constitution and the parts that I know well. I'm going to tell you I know about Section 5 and 16 and 12 and 1 and 2 and 7. And I know about 39 too. I'm not a constitutional expert. I'm just a black man trying to kick some white people to the curb who have ruled over me. I just believe in kicking, as I said, love the British people. Our folks, many of us would not have had a future for our families had it not been the possibility of going to England in the 1950s and beyond. England would not be where it is were it not for the backs of our people, unpaid, by the way, who enriched that country. So I can tell you that I'm on the Freedom March. I don't know, maybe that ask Dr. Alexis. I don't know whether Section 3 is entrenched. I know that the section having to do with getting rid of the oath that my leaders take is not entrenched. I know what other parts are entrenched, but I'm sorry. I really don't know whether Section 3 is entrenched. I have to look at it, and I don't have it in front of me.
Okay, all right, point well taken. Well, Jerry, listen, thank you so much for your opinion on this. I'm sure that there will be a mixed bag of opinion on this topic here. And
no, Junior, let me say this. Let me just end. I'm sorry. Yes. There is someone on your on your chat here who says these are bigger countries. Can Grenada stand alone? I mean, that's the complex. That's the inferiority complex, sister, respectfully, that stops us from growing to where we want to be. My dear, Trinidad has changed it. Can Trinidad stand alone? St. Vincent has changed it. Can they stand alone?
Barbados.
Yeah. I mean, Barbados, can they stand alone? Yeah. So we are now the world in 2025, especially after the formation of the United Nations in 1945, that radically changed the world. We sometimes don't teach this history properly. The world before 1945 was a world where might is right. And some people want to bring it back. There's an American leader that wants to bring it back. And then you had the European, I think it was 1968, the European Commission of Human Rights, where following from the United Nations, took a look at all these bodies of law and determined that every single human being is entitled to fundamental rights. Right to vote, right? The right to religious freedom, and so on. So Grenada, we might be small, but you know what the Jamaicans say? You're little, but you're talawa.
Yeah.
You remember what Maurice Bishop said? You remember what the revolution said? I mean, we are small, my dear, but our people are equal to the greatest human being that walks on the face of the earth. And I do not believe that child is going to be diminished. I would not stand for that child to be diminished in the future when they have to say, oh, yes, Queen Elizabeth, you're in charge of my leaders that I elect. My leaders can't sit in your parliament, but you're in charge of us. Down with it. Thank you for having me on, Junior.
Thank you so much, Edwin.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks again. Keep in touch.
All right. Good night, everyone. Thank you.
Great.
All right.
That was Jerry Edwin, the attorney Jerry Edwin, speaking to us on this topic that is controversial. The people have different opinion on it. We welcome every opinion, every side. Some people might feel like this is, or the government or the administration don't have the legal backing to make those changes based on the interpretation of that law. Jerry Edwin said not so. They do have it. But again, we're going to continue to follow this story going forward. Also, guys, I was reporting earlier of a massive explosion there in Telescope. We showed you some of the pictures. We spoke to Mikey Noel there, and as he gave us the updates on it, we're going to continue to follow and post all the information on that. Stick and stay, go nowhere. We'll be right back.
Celebrating 40 years is a significant milestone that often evokes reflection, gratitude, and recognition of accomplishment.
Feeling very excited about it. When I reflect on it, some artists took 10 to 15 years before they get through. They keep knocking at the door. The first time the nation heard about the Limers Gilbert, they show me that love. They show me that respect. They go crazy over the beats. They go crazy over the excitement. They go crazy over the rhythm. And I appreciate that.
Sunday, August 3rd at the Progress Park in St. Andrew. It's Specky 40. Tickets available from gotofed.com. Presented by Limers Gilbert in association with the Spice Mass Corporation and Sedu.
Who want to jam a jamming too?
Calling the CARICOM community, assembling Global Africa, the 4th edition of the Afri-Caribbean Trade Investment Forum. Active 2025 is coming to St. George, Grenada, this 28th to 29th July. Join government and business leaders, investors, and trade and finance institutions to explore the theme, Resilience and Transformation. Enhancing Africa-Caribbean economic cooperation in an era of global uncertainty. Be there as we stand together to strengthen our commercial ties, to promote shared trade and investment opportunities, and unlock prosperity for Africa, the Caribbean, and the wider diaspora. The 4th Afri-Caribbean Trade and Investment Forum. Reserve your place now at active2025.com.
I want $10 on Playway, $20 backup on Pick 3, and cash for each, please.
Okay, are you adding multi-X to your bet?
Yes, multi-X, all of them.
Smart! Best value bet. Backup and multi-X. You cannot go wrong.
Don't matter the bet, multi-X all of the daily games.
With multi-X added, your winnings can be multiplied 3 times, 5 times, even 7 times. So make it a rule. Add multi-X to all your Playway, daily pick 3, and daily cash for bets every day and for every drop, and watch your money grow. Available at stores and online.
You heard it here. Multiply your winnings daily. Must be 18 or older to play. NLA, making your dreams come true.
Yeah, guys, let me update you really quickly. As you know, that Ride Along Live will be doing something a little bit different this year for Carnival. So we're having a cruise, right, on the water. Now, you know how Monday Night Mass, everyone parade down the road. We are going to be on a boat. Same parade, same lights, same effect, real vibe. And we're going to be on the ecstasy, all right? So we have limited package. I told you guys already. The last time I was here, I told you guys that packages and tickets will sell out fast. Well, you didn't believe me. Now, this is the current situation, guys. If you don't order your package tonight or tomorrow, they are getting very limited, especially in the t-shirt packages. So we urging everyone, click that link right there. If you want to be a part of the experience, the ride experience, get your packages tonight, log into that link, click onto that link, or call. We also have payment arrangement for your packages, but you have to be a part of this Monday Night Mass experience on the water, on the ecstasy. It will be amazing. And we have so many beautiful, out of this world outfits. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. That's what I'm talking about. Ride, amazing colors on the water. It will be simply amazing. And we're on the ecstasy, on the ecstasy. Absolutely. Get your packages tonight. Go to ride.gd. That's ryde.gd for more information. Also, guys, get ready for Elimas Gilbert in collaboration with the Spice Mass Corporation and Sado as they present Specky 40. 40 years in the business. Specky is coming to mash up the place. 40 years in the business. Goes down on Sunday, August 3rd. Progress Park, St. Andrew. Early bird ticket $60. Front stage access $150. Get your ticket at GoToFet. Get your tickets tonight. Specky turned 40. It's going to be a massive event. Guys, if you're looking to book a tuk-tuk to get around the city or your tours, you could check out ride.gd. Yeah, that's ride.gd. Book your tuk-tuk, your e-bike, your water bike at ride.gd. That's ride.gd. Speaking about ride, are you getting ready to ride down to Grenada? Get down to Grenada for Carnival or for cricket? Book your JetBlue flight today, guys. Get on a JetBlue. Get on right now. Book now at jetblue.com. That's jetblue.com. And if you're getting ready to come down for Spice Mass, guys, don't wait, don't stick. Book your flight tonight. Easy, fast. JetBlue.com. Book an e-bike, ride e-bike at ride.gd. Book now at ride.gd and experience an amazing tour in places that no cars could go, no taxi could, not even tuk-tuks could go there. But you could get it done on an e-bike. Check it out, ride.gd. Hey, are you looking for an airport pickup? Are you coming in and you want to get picked up by one of our ride tuk-tuks? Yeah? All right, give us a call at 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. Also, guys, we offer taxi service, pickup, and tours. Call 473-422-1011. That's 473-422-1011. Book today. Yeah, book today.
Long life, worldwide. Feel the beat, feel the vibe. Amazing host leading the ride. Power to the people, we shine.
Thank you for watching. Thank you for being a part of our program. Tomorrow, we will be back with another exciting program. Right Along Live. Catch you guys again tomorrow. Good night.
We plant the seed. Ride along, join the dance, let's sing the song. From island to island strong, with the host, we belong. Energy high, heart so bright.